Hello, hello, and welcome back to the Ascension Diaries YouTube channel. My name is Alexis, and it is 8:27 p.m. on July 31st. And I got some stuff to go over today for the Ascension Diary and like how I was feeling today in the energetics and then what we are collectively experiencing. I have two tarot cards to go over too, and we're going to move through this pretty quickly. I just wanted to say that I don't know about you, but I was really needing my rest today. I find that Tuesdays are often a rest day for me. It might be due to the fact that everyone else is buzzing around just like when it's nighttime and everyone's sleeping. It seems like Tuesday is a day where the matrix is sort of focused on and it's not as chaotic for some reason. So I find that I'm often resting on Tuesdays, but today especially I was really needing it. I was getting a lot of pressure behind my eyes and I was really hungry. So I ate a lot too. So it was an interesting day on my end of things. I just wanted to first off say thank you to all my patrons on Patreon. We did a live stream today and it was a little bit difficult and we've learned some lessons about what we should be doing next time, but I appreciate all of you and your patience while I am expanding this channel and the services and the community that we're all in. So thank you for your patience and let me know if you have any questions or any ideas about what we should do next with the live streams. And we're going to get right into the energy report. So as you can see, the Schumann Resonance has been impeccably quiet and very tame from the Russian site, except for this little background information that's happening on the green line constantly. Every hour almost, there is a little pulse coming from the green line, which is a gamma brainwave line, or a hertz, a frequency. So your gamma brainwaves are more active. And we have more proof of it over on this graph. Our last blast we received was at the end or very beginning of the 30th. And since then we've had quite few activity on the Russian site. Again, I am insinuating that the other sites around the world are picking up some extra activity. It seems like the activity has been picking up in California since the 26th until today. Saudi Arabia's their whole station has turned back on somehow and is reading influxes as well. The last 2 days honestly have been huge days I noticed in my personal sphere, but I'm curious to see how you've all been experiencing it because huge timeline jumps and things have happening. We just realized that some of the conferences I've been wanting to go to and things like that. My partner is actually going to get to go and he's going to be actually up here visiting me, which we were not expecting to be able to do for quite some time. So it's super exciting, really great news, really great advancements and exciting outcomes for myself. And I'm really, really happy with this. And it's reflecting here in the graphs too that the energy was higher the last couple of days because it feels like a lot was done. And I've noticed it in my own life. I'm curious if you experienced it too. The Lithuania chart really blasted off like this. The 29th was a really big day. Like this was a good initiator day. And then the last like 3 days have been really forming into this new timeline and these new instructions on the mission basically have been coming through and the cards have been supporting it and we're just going to see if you're having this experience too and you'd like someone to read your cards and look into it for you. I'm available. I have some sessions open in the next few days, and then I'm going to be obviously visiting and having company for the next week. So we're going to be doing content together and it's going to be interesting, but I just want to let you know that I have some openings if you need that help. The appointments are available on the Facebook page and my website. So we also have huge readings coming in from Alberta. So I'm not surprised to see this. I've been feeling it in my body. We're even getting readings in South Africa again for the last 2 days. So very impressive data that I believe reflects accurately what's going on in the energy. So that's really cool. And we can see another representation here, pardon me, where the levels have just jumped over the last 2 days. Obviously, everybody's over 100, basically, a power of 100, and Alberta is at 445, and Lithuania is down at 298. The next one is looking like it's California at 199. It's Interesting. So high levels today, and over the last day and a half, it's been really cranking it. So we want to look at the lightning because this is supposed to correlate. Okay, so we're having big readings right now. Nothing more than ordinary lightning that we've been seeing, really, in my opinion. And from these stations, like you can see in, as an example, South Africa at least isn't getting any, you can't really see, isn't getting any information here. We have California isn't getting anything extra than they haven't been getting. Alberta hasn't been getting too much extra. Actually, that's not true. There is quite a bit of lightning going on over here. So that might be more accurate, a good reading. So that's good. We're still hoping to see validity in these charts. That's what I want, because I want there to be an authenticity in the science that we're receiving and looking at. And if I can objectively look at the data and check to see if it resonates with me, then that's what I'm sort of doing this for. I'm trying to see that the science is being honest, and then we're seeing if points in time that there isn't honesty. Oh my gosh, I just got a new subscriber. That's so sick. Awesome. We are also looking at the solar wind. The sun activity is supposed to start peaking. We're getting a little bit of flux going on. The solar wind is being a little weird. It just like jumps straight up about 40 kilometers per second over the last day, and then it's been hovering at around, it's still about 60 kilometers per second below average. And let's see what else is going on. X-rays are still being interesting. We have a whole blocked out section here of data that's not coming through. We have the geomagnetics have begun to become disturbed, which means that this solar wind is most likely coming in, the connection with those coronal hole that we were looking at, which I will show you in a second. We had this really interesting dive. The electrons are actually going below the levels of the radiation storm levels, and it seems like there is quite some more activity jumping back down to that lower density of electrons or something, where it was really, really buzzy at the bottom here and we were all feeling really weird. Who knows, maybe that's going to start happening again, and that's caused by this solar activity. So let's take a peek at what the sun's looking at right now. So we have this big old thing right here with this, they were saying yesterday there's potentially sunspots in it, so that's going to cause some disturbance in the geomagnetics. Okay, and doesn't look like the coronal hole is that intense, so we are doing good. Obviously it's reflecting in the solar wind too. It's not quite there yet. Ooh, my email just popped open. Mystery. Okay, and so for the collective consciousness, this website is working today. Come on, baby, you got this. Oh, I want to see this one. Okay, so we're currently at a green. Let's see if I can get it to load for us. My computer's overheating already. Come on, you got this. I can see the numbers, but I can't see the... Okay, so it was jumping all over the place. We were just in the red zone, and now it's coming all the way back down to the green zone. So it looks like the red zone was happening when North Americans were coming home from work, which I'm noticing is kind of a thing. When people are in traffic, they're just like... I feel like they just spaz out so much worse because of all of the brainwaves are getting messed with so badly from all of the EMFs of your cars, including the radio, and then what they play on the radio, and then the stressful environment of traffic and things like that. And it's a hectic time for the collective consciousness, honestly, when people are driving to and from work. It's actually noticeable on these charts, which is so funny to me. Not funny, but I'm glad, because it would make logical sense that those things would show up. Oh, come on. Every time I do this, you guys must be so tired of me doing that. Okay, we had a big earthquake in Afghanistan, which was very interesting. A lot more activity in Alaska over the day than we've been seeing. And of course, we have Hawaii and California still getting some seismic activity. Something over here in Oklahoma, which is interesting too. But the regular spaces, for the most part, are going off. We have some interesting world news, which I want to touch on really fast, which is... Interestingly enough, we had this airplane crash today, and this airplane crash is on 2 out of 3 of the front stories. The third story is about North Korea working on new missiles. So interesting how It's like plane crash, missiles that could kill you, and another plane, the same plane crash that's just burning alive. But it doesn't seem like anyone died, which is cool. So, interesting. Very inflammatory, of course. Then we have a train crash as well. So we had a plane crash and a train crash all in one day. These energies, like you saw, were quite heightened today. So this sort of activity can also happen, especially when it seems like a lot of transformational things are going on the last few days with all these eclipses and the cosmic energy. It all seems like it's working out. Again, North Korea is mentioned. So that's 2 North Korea mentions. We have a Facebook mention, and we have we have a murder, and as well something to do with bridesmaids, which is interesting. But there's another murder. So very interesting news for the day. I'm going to be adding, because I believe that this is important for tracking the collective consciousness. For those of you who are unaware, there is quite the uprising that's happening in the collective against the mainstream media, which obviously I'm taking part in because I'm doing it right now. And they are also supporting the narrative of a deep state war going on, that there is being a lot of people, a lot of CEOs and things like that are resigning. And there is a lot going on with cleaning up the swamp, basically. And for those of you who don't know, it's called the Q-anon. There's a big Q-anon phenomena going on. And to properly and honestly track the collective consciousness, I think that this is an important factor, because so many people in the awakened community are watching this, and it seems like it's rolling forward in an interesting fashion, just like the world news, just like all of the data I watch. So I'm going to bring this in every once in a while when there's big things, when people are getting really excited, because again, that is going to be showing up on the global scale. So I wanted to let you know that I was sent today by my beloved friend Michaela this message from the QAnon pub.pub. This is sort of the site that all of the Q posts are put up. And the message was, the world is about to change, which is a huge message. And I'm not saying I haven't heard this before from Q, because I've seen these sort of messages before. Don't know if it's been this specific, as I haven't been following it religiously. I've been observing it, safe distance, and observing all the things going on around it, as it is a big web of things going on. But this is very interesting, and of course it's going to bring a lot of people into hope and excitement. But I wouldn't be surprised, because these are the energies I'm feeling. I'm feeling hope, I'm feeling excitement about my own timeline, which is of course wrapped in with this. It's wrapped in with the lightning, the Schumann Resonance, the world news. It's all connected. So that's my argument on that. And as a proper scientist, I believe, too, as sociologist and psychologist, I think this is an important piece of data to add to the news that I'm doing here, and the diary that we are all taking part in together. So I look forward to hearing about how you've been reflecting on those things in the comments, what you think about that. Please respectfully, of course, this is a conversation amongst intellectuals, and we want to keep that place open and not be distancing ourselves from each other or all of these things going on, because we are collectively involved, no matter how much we try. And embracing that is our empowerment, in my opinion. So we have the Ace of Earth today, and a follow-up card, so I will get into it. But this card means the inflow of abundance, a promising business venture, important documents or contracts. This is relevant for myself today, as there were plane tickets bought, and also things going on with all of these business ventures and all of the networking that's going to be happening at the conferences going through this session, and podcasts I'm going to be doing still. So this is good and resonates with me. And then we have the 8 of Earth, and we have this skilled work is rewarded, learning all there is to know about a topic, going back to school. So those of you who've been doing the skilled work, have been working hard, you're being rewarded. And if you are attempting or thinking about studying something or learning all there is to know about a topic, I would encourage you to do so, as the energies seem to be ripe for this, at least according to this reading. That is everything for me on the report. If you would like to book a session with me, of course, you can check out my website, and I have these options available for a one-time session, or you can do the monthly counseling with me. Some people just do a one-on-one, they see how it goes, and then they sign up for the monthly if it's not as much of a all-in-one commitment. But some of you, since you know me and you've been watching me and you know what my vibration's like, if you think that this is going to be a good relationship, of course, I would love to have you in my group. There is 9 people currently, and I am opening up spots for up to 22 people. We'll see how that actually goes, but so far it's really been going really, really well, and such tremendous stories and progress and potential that is already expanding so quickly. And it's just such a blessing to get to watch and be a part of it with you and support you, because you guys are awesome. So that is my little spiel. Of course, there is a Facebook page, and I would encourage you to like that. There's also a Facebook group for have you in there. And we have finally the Instagram page. For those of you who are on Instagram, I'm doing little daily videos on there about questions and certain things, because you know what, I was just like, let's bring in more content, let's just do more. But that is everything from me today. I love you all so very, very much, and I cannot wait to see you and talk to you and hear about all the crazy awesome stuff that's been happening to you. And I'll be seeing you again soon. Goodbye, angels.